Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the Summer Grand Prix for Rocket League Baguette. We're going to be going over just what happened in the playoffs. Alright, this is all about Europe today, so yeah, let's get right into it. If you guys do enjoy, make sure to hit subscribe. You guys can follow me on Twitter, leave a like, do whatever you guys want. But yeah, let's get straight into the video. And I just wanted to clear up actually some confusion. I actually uploaded this video yesterday, and some people might have been wondering, well, why'd I take it down? It's because I realized someone pointed out in the comments that there was something that was screwed up with the rendering. It was like a black bar somewhere. It was so stupid, and I don't know why it rendered like that. I didn't have enough time to correct it yesterday and re-render, re-upload. Unfortunately, I had a lot of stuff going on, but so I said, all right, we're just going to upload it tomorrow. So sorry about that, guys. And for the first match of the playoffs, we got Team Liquid versus Oxygen Esports, and I actually kind of saw a good idea. Someone wanted me to kind of compare what actually happened to my predictions. I'll start off by saying my predictions were totally wrong. I did get one thing right though, and it's that I guessed Vitality in the grand finals, but I guessed pretty much everything else wrong. But I mean, they were just predictions. You can never really know until the actual games happen. Let's talk about game number one, Liquid versus Oxygen. So I picked Liquid to do very well in this tournament because if you guys watch how they played in the group stages, they played extremely well. You know, they beat BDS, you know, they beat Vitality in a sweep. I mean, Vitality only scored one goal that entire series. They almost perfect swept who we claim to be the best team in Europe, one of the best teams in the world. I thought, wow, this Liquid roster is coming out strong. This is a completely new team. And then we get on to Oxygen versus Team Liquid, where Liquid just didn't know what defense was. And it's not that Liquid would never get on defense. They would get on defense, but they just a ton of defensive mistakes. They were just smashing the ball against the wall at some points. You know what I mean? Where you're on defense and you just kind of hit the ball against the wall, and then it pops back out mid, and then nobody's ready for it except somebody on the other team. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. I saw a couple of that, just kind of passes to the Oxygen Esports offense. You know, I don't think that this is the same Team Liquid that we saw sweep or no Vitality. They definitely were very shaky on defense. But yeah, then let's get right on to the next one, which is Singularity versus Vitality. And okay. I know a lot of people were saying in the comments, how could I think that Singularity would do so well, blah, blah, blah. They're really shaky on defense. They do a lot of double commits, which, yes, but look, this is my reasoning for thinking that they were going to do very well. In case you guys don't know, I had Singularity making it, I think, to the losers semifinals or the losers finals. I had them doing decently well, and that's because, I mean, in the group stages, they actually did do well. Now, yes, there were double commits every now and then, but at the end of the day, they were winning, and that's all that matters. All that matters is that you win. You know, and Singularity were the only team to qualify through the upper bracket. I thought, okay, Singularity's going to come out strong, and nope. I mean, Singularity had a ton of overextending, giving Vitality more open nets, or maybe a mostly open net. There was a lot of times where Singularity would realize they overextended, and then they'd all be rushing back on defense, all trying to scramble for boost, get back as fast as they can, while Vitality were setting up plays during that time. I mean, Singularity were just completely outclassed by Vitality, as well as overextending a bit. I think that Singularity, for sure, definitely has to clean up some of those double commits, overextending on offense, stuff like that. But yeah, then they moved down to the losers bracket, and we'll get into Team Liquid versus Team BDS. And alright guys, I'll admit my predictions were completely wrong. Remember when I said I had Team Liquid taking the whole thing? Well, they just lost to BDS. And they didn't just lose to BDS, they got smacked by BDS. Team Liquid only scoring a total of 2 goals the entire 4 games. You know, sometimes I feel like the players can hear me, and whenever I think that one team's going to do very well, the team just decides not to do anything just to prove me wrong. And this seems what's been happening a lot recently, especially with this Liquid guess. Liquid, I had you guys winning the whole thing, and then you guys lost your 2 games. Come on, guys, what's up with that? But yeah, unfortunately, Liquid lose. But BDS move on. BDS were playing very well, and then we move on to Team Singularity versus FC Barcelona. And like I said, this one is a 50-50 between these two teams. We saw in the group stages, Singularity won by just 1 goal, 3-2 in game 5. Well, the same thing happened again. 1-0 game 5 overtime. You know, Singularity I thought really had it in the bag. They were up 2-0. Then Barca with the reverse sweep. Barca was started to get way more boost control. And Singularity's defense started to not do so well. You know, it was fine up until game 3, but then after game 3, they couldn't score more than 2 goals the entire series. All right, their defense just absolutely crumbled. You know, I saw more poor touches from Singularity that, you know, they definitely shouldn't have been making. Singularity I kind of want to call it a throw because they should have won it, but you know, Barca also really stepped it up, so credit to them. And then, yeah, let's get on to, I think what happened next was actually Oxygen Esports versus Renault Vitality, so we're gonna talk about them next. And wow, I just wasn't a fan of how Oxygen played, but I was a huge fan of how Vitality played. You know, Oxygen only scored a total of 4 times, which basically means you're probably not going to win a best of 7 if you're only scoring 4 total goals. You know, Vitality really was just on another level, every aspect of their game. I saw it Aztral with some mistouches to the backfield, which is super uncharacteristic of Aztral in the whole Oxygen offense. It was, you know, a lot of times I'd see them just not have the right play on offense. Their defense didn't do them any favors either. But credit to Vitality. I mean, they played extremely well. It's just I expected more from Oxygen, you know? But don't worry, for anybody who's seen the whole bracket, you know Oxygen. This isn't the last we hear of Oxygen. Then we move on to Team BDS versus FC Barcelona. And I thought after BDS beating Liquid, BDS would play a lot better against Barca, but no, I mean, they just got completely swept. To be honest, I thought BDS for the most part didn't play too terrible. I mean, they were scoring. You know, they were able to put some goals away, a couple 1-goal games. It's just they couldn't get those finishing goals, you know? You know, Barca definitely outplayed them. You know, I think that Monkey Moon really wasn't popping off like we're used to him popping off. You know, usually he's the one that's scoring all the goals, or him and Mark by 8 are popping off together with some really good passing plays. Didn't see a whole lot of that this series. I think that their players being a little bit cooled off contributed to them, you know, having a bit of trouble scoring. But yeah, at the end of the day, FC Barcelona take it all, and we move on to the losers finals of FC Barcelona versus Oxygen Esports. And man, at the very beginning, FC Barcelona were playing extremely well. In fact, after game 2, I actually thought FC Barcelona had a chance to beat Oxygen Esports. You know, they'd won the first 2 games. I mean, I was completely convinced actually that FC Barcelona would win, but you can never count out Oxygen. It was my fault for counting them out too early into the series. And I mean, FC Barcelona, they just crumbled after that second game. During that third game, man, I mean, it started off with, you know, Oxygen just a ton of shots on net, a ton more offense going. Unfortunately, FC Barcelona, their defense started to really falter. I mean, Itachi, I remember one time just a huge whiff. Like, you know how the saying goes, they whiff by a mile? Well, Itachi had a whiff by like 3 miles and just nowhere near the ball, left a wide open net, a 2v0. I remember, and there was a couple of those where there was just wide open nets, man. You know, that they were having some terrible defensive touches, passing it to an Oxygen player. Also, I gotta talk about Aztral. I mean, he played just some of the fastest Rocket League I've ever seen. The man just was literally 10 times faster than anyone else on the field. Nobody could keep up with him at some points. I mean, he was just incredible. If anyone's playing the way Astral's playing, I mean, they're going to be unstoppable, hands down. There was a couple times where Aztral would dunk the second man, and he would end up getting it past the third man after that dunk because the third man was pushed up too close to the second man, maybe in the corner or something, and Aztral just was able to doomsday dish it into the net a couple times. Like, there was just a ton of defensive mishaps after those first couple games on FC Barcelona's part. On Oxygen really just exploited it to the fullest. Yeah, I think that spacing was one of Barca's biggest weaknesses, in my opinion. I think Oxygen also really cleaned up their defense because FC Barcelona did have a couple good offensive plays that FC Barcelona barely stopped, and I'm sorry, that Oxygen barely stopped, and, you know, Oxygen were just playing better. And, yeah, let's get on to the grand finals, all right? Renault Vitality versus Oxygen Esports, man. Now, this was a long series. Let me throw out some statistics for you guys. 2 best of 7s, all right, a bracket reset. They played a total of 13 games. The first one went 6, the second one went all 7. There were 7 overtimes. 11 out of the 13 of those games were 1-goal games. So it was so intense, so close. Almost every single game was a 1-goal game. Just both these teams truly are, in my opinion, they're tied for being the best. I think I would give the edge to Renault Vitality for sure, just because they did win. I think the Vitality deserve that little edge as the #1 team in Europe. But man, Oxygen is right there. You know, if it was like an RLCS match, I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way again. You know, both these teams just so good, so clean. You know, I think these are the 2 top dogs in Europe right now for sure, and I don't think anybody would disagree with that. You know, I'm sure you guys want to know how these guys played, and I'll tell you, each one of these guys, especially during this series, this 13-game series, they specialized in one thing each. Vitality had a really good passing plays, while Oxygen had insanely good speed. Alright, most of Oxygen's goals were them just straight out outpacing, beating Vitality to the ball, while Vitality were able to set up a lot of good backboard plays, infield passing plays. A lot of times, you know, Vitality really had the passing game going. We're connecting with each other. Alpha 54 had a couple good solo plays. So, you know, both the teams just were really good in their own respective abilities. And yeah, just the 2 best teams in Europe probably right now. But yep, that's been everything. Thank you all for watching. Hey, if you guys did enjoy the recaps, if you enjoy the content, hit subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.